Well, welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you with us again. Tonight I'm going to make a pie, and this is from my candy roaster squash. But this will work fine with pumpkin or any kind of winter squash. I've used butternut and crishaw, and it's still yummy. So you can pause, write the ingredients down, and then let's get cooking. I cooked the squash earlier, and now I'm going to measure out 2 cups. And just so you don't get confused, I'm actually going to put a little extra in mine because I want to make a small one with no crust for my low-carb brother. But the ingredients I'm giving you is for 2 cups of squash or pumpkin. And I'll probably add a little bit more sweetener. Other than that, they're the same. As you measure this, you want to avoid getting liquid. I did drain it off, but there's still some more liquid coming out of it. And you want to mash it down and make sure you got rid of any air pockets so you get an accurate measurement. My plan here is to use this gadget, which is actually a fat strainer, because it works better with an immersion blender. You'll see later that was a mistake, but it didn't harm the pie. So blend this to get rid of any stringy parts of the squash. And then we're going to add 2 beaten eggs. And you probably could just dump all your ingredients in and beat it up. Maybe my imagination, but I think you get a little lighter pie if you add the ingredients one at a time and whip them up. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Next, 12 ounces of heavy cream, or if you like, you can use a can of evaporated milk. I just prefer heavy cream. And you can see I'm getting close to 2 full, which was my miscalculation, which is not rare with me. I often miscalculate. Then I'm adding 1/2 cup of brown sugar or brown sugar substitute. This is golden monk fruit, by the way, which is very tasty. And then 1/4 cup of white sugar, or in my case, Splenda. And I'm thinking about moving to a bigger bowl. By the way, excuse my raspy throat. It's season-changing allergies. This is my pumpkin pie spice. I'm using 2 teaspoons full. If you prefer, you can use 1/2 teaspoon each of cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. I like this because it has just a tiny bit of cloves, which is a flavor I like in pumpkin pie. Okay, I give up. Bigger bowl. I do have a KitchenAid, by the way, but by the time I get it out and use it and then clean it up, I could have been done. So I tend to go with this immersion blender and my trusty whisk, just to make sure nothing got stuck on the sides. So as you can see, this is very liquid, not thick at all. Then we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we'll stir it up, and then we'll give it a taste. And be sure to taste it, because winter squash and pumpkin, they're all going to vary in their sweetness. And you may need some more sweetener, as I do in this one. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons more of sweetener. In my case, Splenda. In your case, maybe sugar. I do want to recommend, though, if you're looking for a sugar substitute for brown sugar, which is pretty hard to find, that this golden monk fruit has a really good taste, measures just like sugar, and is a natural product. So I recommend it. Time for the crust. Now, I brushed this with melted butter and put it back in the fridge. That will help prevent a soggy crust. A beaten egg white will do the same thing. I just didn't want to have an extra egg yolk. I will post the link to my pie crust recipe in the info section. I have preheated my oven to 400. I'm going to bake this for 50 minutes on a cookie sheet. And you test it for doneness by inserting a knife 1 inch from the crust. If it comes away clean, your pie is done, even though the center will be still fairly loose. Don't worry about that, because when the pie reaches room temperature, the center will firm up. I can't wait to try this. I've been waiting all season to test the Candy Roaster squash. And this is a very creamy pie. You can see the texture, and it just tastes wonderful. Please watch the video on the Candy Roaster squash. I'll post that link. And please give this pie a try. Pumpkin if you like, butternut if you like, but Candy Roaster was really good. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. Hope to see you again tomorrow.